All right, so today we continue our study of Section 3, Matching the Friday Class. And we have a wonderful move to add to the move we were working on last week. So to get into the form and warm ourselves up, we're going to start where we started last week, which will be at fan through the back. And so if you're trying to figure out where we are in Section 3, when you start Section 3, you do the big moves of parting wild horses mane and fair ladies, and then you circle around a little bit. And then we do the snake creeps down and roosters, and then you circle around, and now we come to that third section where we do high pad on horse. So let me think for a minute. That's where we'll start. We'll start with the high pad on horse, okay? Rather than what I just said. We're going to start with high pad on horse, which is what we have practiced previously. So we'll start at single whip, and that will be after cloud hands. So I'm going to be in my 9 o'clock position in single whip. We're going to go to high pad on horse and thrust out palm. High pad on horse, back, rotate left, right arm in, ball touch, turn. Thrust out palm. You're stepping for a bow step. Move forward, right palm on your left upper arm. Turn body on the heel to the corner. Shift back, arms in double ward off, knee up. This is cross kick, which is just like a heel kick. Step forward and punch to the groin. Make fist on a right, step for a bow step, sweep, and punch to the groin, the right arm is bent. Chengfu, shift to middle as you lift up. Ward off, grab and open, step into right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Now we're in the final section. Snake creeps down. Open the back foot to the corner. Shift back, circle with the arm, and then down as you sink. Press down and a little bit forward. Step up to 7 stars. Coming up, back foot in. Open the front foot and grab. Move forward, make a fist, right fist to the ribs. Ball touch, block as you put 30% down. And we'll stop there because the next move is the move that's new this week. All right? So how's everybody feeling this morning, this afternoon? It's the afternoon. Good. Okay, we got some thumbs up.
Quick question, Judy.
Pardon me?
I have a question.
Yes, Steve, go right ahead.
So I'm just working ahead, practicing ahead on section 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really learning section 2 mostly right now, but how is the punch to the groin different than the punch to the knee?
Yes, they're very similar, and they're different at the end position, and then you enter them differently, all right? So that's actually a good one for us to review because we have worked on it in this class. So when we do punch to the groin, we have just done the cross kick. So we'll do it together and I'll point out what's similar and what's different. So first of all, I'm going to do it facing you, all right? We have just done our kick, so our knee is to our side. We have to sink and go one line, 2 sides. As I move forward, I'm going to be turning, making the fist on the right and step. Now here, I'm quite similar to punch down. I sweep, come forward, and at this final moment, my right arm is bent and forward compared to down for punch down. And so I'm up a little bit, but my arm is here. I'm still leaning a little more than usual. All right, so the key difference is at the end, punch down, your arm is at 45 degrees, you're punching down, and here it's bent.
And are you bent down just as far for both?
Well, I think they're similar. I've heard some instructors say you're not bent as far, but I think they're quite similar. Because when we go, remember that when you bend more for this, if I have my natural lean, where, if I'm like this, if my natural lean is in alignment with my back leg, this is leaning more, but I still want to be able to breathe. So you judge how much to do it. It's not a really huge, I'm not down here. I'm not bending over like that. It's just a little more of a fold at the hip, a little bit more of a fold. When I do the next move, which is Chengfu, I do have to lift up a little bit. I go to middle and lift up. So that tells me I'm not just at the regular lean.
Okay, thank
Does
you.
that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So how about we do all that again, what we just did. That'll let us go through the punch to the groin that Steve was asking about and get ourselves into step up to 7 stars. Then we'll go ahead to do the step back right, the ticker. All right?
Judy, quick question.
Yes.
When I just want to make sure I have the timing right with the stepping out of the foot into the bow stance. So as you put you down into your empty stance and you start to bring your hands around, is that you've moved forward into the middle and you're already stepping forward. So by the time your hands are on your hip, getting into a fist, your foot is out into.
Well, the timing is very much like the steps we had, the closed step. So if we have left brush knee and I swing, step, right? That's our timing.
Right.
Swing, step. There's a very similar timing here.
Okay.
So I'm here. Touch. Come around. See how I'm swinging? Step.
Yes.
Yes. And see how I'm leaning this way? I'm not leaning this way.
Right.
Right. So that's that moment of step, sweep, turn.
Now you said you lean forward with your shoulder. Is that right? Before you.
Well, the rule that we follow is whatever the front leg is the fold is angled that way. So we have to be careful how we use that term. When I say, I'm not talking about bending like this. I'm talking about angling. So I'm just going to do a right bow. I'm going to right bow step here. Let me go back here. If I'm folding, I'm folding in the direction of this foot. So one of the best places to see it is with rollback. So let me say that I'm in right ward off here. I'm not leaning this way, right? But I have to fold at the hip, and I make sure I'm aligned with my right leg. I do roll back like this, and then I come over here. Now here, I'm angling towards this front leg as compared to over here. If I angle to this back leg, somebody could knock me over. Angling towards my front leg is what gives me stability here.
Could we practice that angle part with this move before we go on?
Sure. Hey, we can do whatever, right, exactly. So let's go ahead and do the move, and then we'll stop when we do the step before we go forward, okay?
Could we all do it? Can I do it facing you? So
Yeah, everybody can do it. You can do it facing me, that's fine, because this move faces well, all right?
All right. Get my glasses on.
Okay, I've got my knee up, right? 1, sink step, 1 line, 2 sides. 2, move forward, start to turn, make a fist, step.
So
See
you're
where you are. See where you are. Are you angled towards that front leg? you're not bending all the way down like this, but you're angled this way rather than this way.
So you are turning you're pulling your torso, your shoulders are turned at an angle, but
A little bit, yeah, because my torso is open. My torso's open
to
here.
the corner,
Yes.
but your left arm, but you're folding yourself forward.
Yeah, I'm folding this way.
Okay, so the
Folding
left,
this way. Then I sweep, move, punch, and end up square. Punch. I'm down here. Sorry. I was lifting up. If I lift up like this, I'm at parry, block, and punch. So Steve, when you think of parry, block, and punch, you're angled right with your back leg. This is lower. It's like this. Yeah. Okay, let's do it one more time. And then can we go ahead and then go on to step up to 7 stars?
yes,
And then I'll tell you what, let's do step up to 7 stars and striking tiger together. We'll work on both of them, all right? So, in order to be in the correct position, I'm going to be this way. I'm at 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. My knee is up. Step forward and punch to the groin. Sink and touch one line, 2 sides. Move forward, you're turning, make your fist, step, sweep, turn, punch. Chengfu. Shift to middle and lift up. Ward off open, grab, open the fist. Step into right, ward off. Roll back. And when you come back, see if you're angled a little bit towards the right. Press and push. Single whip, back, turn. Step, move, strike. Snake creeps down. Open the back foot to the corner, shift back, circle, drop a little bit, press down and a little forward. Step up to 7 stars, coming up, back foot in. Grab and open on the left. Move forward, make a fist. Ball touch, block as you put 30% on. Step back, ride the tiger. Rotate, right palm up, left down, heel down. Separate, pull. Circling up with the fist eye, empty stance, and finish, and you're in the white crane position. All right? All right, so let's practice focusing on step up to 7 stars and step back, ride the tiger. They go together so well. All right, they're wonderful moves together. I'm gonna face the mirror. You're welcome to face the mirror because these 2 moves end up facing forward. If you'd rather practice in the direction that you would normally be, you can. But I'll do it in both directions so that people have the best chance to see. All right? So we're going to not do snake creeps down for that practice. We'll already be in single whip. So it's like if we've done snake creep down, we've already brought the back foot in and come up, all right? So that we are kind of like this, all right? Step up, we're gonna go slowly here. Step up to 7 stars. 1, open the left foot and grab. 2, move down, make fists, cross, and put 30% in as you block. Step back, ride the tiger. We rotate, right palm up, left down, touch, heel down, pull, pivot on the left heel, circle with the fist eye up, empty stance, and finish. All right, we're going to do that again. I need to step back and my feet disappear. All right. So, from the single whip position, step up to 7 stars, open and grab, move forward, make fists at your ribs, touch, block. Step back, ride the tiger. Rotate, touch, heel down, separate, pivot, fist eye up, circle, empty stance, 30%. Okay, So how are people feeling about those moves? We're gonna keep practicing them. Are there any questions?
I'm not sure I know when I'm supposed to put my foot down, my toe down. Do you leave your left heel? Are you on your left heel while you're riding the tiger? Like right
You're pivoting, yes, you're pivoting on the left heel. The toe down is the rooting for the end. So let's go from the end. Let's do a little bit of just step back, ride the tiger, walk through that. So I've got I'm crossed, not right on the wrists, but a little behind the wrists on the forearm, just a little behind. You can see your fist eye. I'm in an empty stance so that I have more weight on the back here, but I'm solidly rooted here. Okay. Step back, ride the tiger. Rotate, touch, heel down. Now here, pull and pivot. Circle, 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 change 30%. All right? That makes sense, Marion? Okay, good. Let's do that again. From right foot empty stance, hands crossed at the little behind the wrists. Step back, ride the tiger. Right palm up, left down, heel down. Pivot on the heel, pull back. Circle up, ball touch, 30%. Okay? Questions? We'll start stringing it together.
One other quick question. When
Sure.
you do the turn, your weight's in the front. You keep your weight on the front leg. You step back, and then you come back on your weight as your heel comes up, but you want to open your right side a little bit, right? So you're turning a little in your shoulders?
Yes. So there's a couple timing issues here. Let me go back here. So as I rotate, I touch back with the toe, and put the heel down. So I am not shifting weight. My weight is still on my left foot here. As I pivot, I separate, and there is a turn there. Now I circle and turn back square.
And when you pull your fist back, are you pulling it back to your hip?
Yes, it's to your hip, and we have to be careful, and including me, I have to be careful about this. When we pull it back, we don't want to we don't want our elbow to go behind us. Elbow does not go behind. It's pulling it back, and so it's at your elbow points backwards, but not behind, so you're at your hip. So in the step up to 7 stars, we've got a couple body positions here. In step up to 7 stars, when I come forward with the right arm, it seats at the ribs, wherever your ribs are. But when you do step back, ride the tiger, it comes down to your hip.
Oh, I thought you seated it at the hip. So you seated at the ribs or the waist, not
It's the ribs. It's the ribs. Now, there is one teaching video where Master Young mentions the waist, but it's the only one. On his DVD, he says ribs, and Nancy teaches it to ribs very clearly. So, so bring it to the ribs. The hip is too low. It's to your ribs.
Okay. Thank you.
And when you get there, when you come down, make a fist. You get there, it's seated so that you've got that little bend. It's angled. Okay? How are people doing? All right, doing okay? Okay, good. Let's do those 2 again, and then I want to kind of find out how you want to proceed here. So we're going to be in our single posture. We've come up from a snake creeps down. Step up to 7 stars. 1, open and grab. 2, make fists. Right hand at your ribs. Touch, block. Step back, ride the tiger. Rotate, touch, heel down. Pull, pivot, your torso's turned to the corner. Fist eye circles up, empty stance. Okay, notice I open my hands pretty late, like right when you get there at that top part, 30%. Okay? And the other thing, when you're getting ready to circle, I keep saying fist eye. In case you're confused about that, that's the top part of your fist. And so it's gonna lead the way. It's not just, it's like twist your hands so that that's up and then it kind of comes right up. It'll lead the way. All right, your fist eye will lead the way for you.
That feels just like this, Lily.
Pardon me?
Yes.
That feels just like this, Lily.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That we have a lot of moves where we're in some of that position, right? But when you finish step back, ride the tiger, you are in your white crane position. It's just like white crane.
Right.
Just like
And
white.
is it incorrect, Judy, to kind of, when you come back on your heel, to basically have the front of your foot up off the ground in that move, or should
No,
you?
it's not incorrect at all because you are on your heel.
Okay.
So what is incorrect, which sometimes people try to do, I don't know if I could do it, I step back. Sometimes here, people don't want to pick up their foot, they just want to go to the toe, but you have to pick up the foot and put the ball down.
It feels to me like the momentum wants me to like lift it back so that when I do this, I don't know why.
It's okay. What I would not, well, yeah, your toes up, that's just fine. It's not required to be a certain amount up. Like, I wouldn't be back like this. See how I'm lifting, I'm going way on the heel edge.
That's too much.
Because I think you lose a little of your ground connection that way. But I wouldn't be too fussy about it, Marian. I wouldn't put any pressure on yourself about that.
Okay, thank
As
you.
long as you're going back I'm pivoting on the heel, because you see you're pivoting there. And then you've pivoted and then you separate. So yeah, my toes up off the ground.
So when you do anything like that, even if you're pivoting, you still want to have like most of your contact with the heel on the ground, not like the edge of it, which is what I was doing.
It depends on, sometimes it depends on what the move is, whether,
Oh, okay.
you know, most of the time you still have some on the ground when you've pivoted like that. But
Okay.
people do them sometimes a little different. Single whip, we pivot on the heel. Some people do it on the edge, some people do it with all the heel. I keep a lot of my heel on when I pivot. So I wouldn't be too fussy for yourself about that, but I do keep a good portion on there to keep me connected with the ground.
I love this move. It's so beautiful.
Isn't it a lovely move? Yeah, I think it is beautiful. All right, now I want to know what you want to do. So we are already at 3:25. We had some great moves to go over. Normally in this class, we do all of section 3 at the end, and I'm happy to do that with you, but it will take us over. It is our last Monday of the year, and so it seems like a lovely time to do section 3 again, but I want to know what you want. We could simply take more time to practice these moves till the end of our time.
I vote for the whole section.
Yes, Barbara, you okay with that? Okay, Yukiko, you okay? Good, okay. Let's do it. Let's take the time. It's our last of the year together, right? Then we'll be back in 2021. So let's do all of section 3 and we'll enjoy it, okay? So we'll start in our double board up position. Take a moment, hips down, that lower back is open to the extent that you can, relaxed. Your arms are crossed in the middle forearm horizontally with the fingers. Head is up, breathing naturally. Section 3, embrace the tiger, return to the mountain, shift and turn, shift back. Swing, step almost to corner, and strike. Roll back, lift right, rotate left as you shift right out, left in, and cross. Press. Push. Diagonal, single whip. Toe goes to 12 o'clock. Step on the diagonal for a bow step. Parting wild horses main, number 1. Shift back, come across past corner. Shift to the left, drop the hook. Close step. Opening gaze follows the right hand. Number 2, shift back. Rotate arms, shift forward. Step and open. Number 3, back. Forward. Step. Transition to grasp the bird's tail. Shifting back, turn to the corner. Shift to the right, rotate your arms are open. Foot in, then close step. Into left, ward off. Right, ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Fair lady works shuttles, number 1, shifting, coming across, rotating left arm, palm is up. Shift back, bend left arm, open hook. Pick up the right foot, step to 3 o'clock, move forward, right under left. Separate, then turn to the corner, strike. Number 2, you're shifting back, arms are still in the direction of the corner. Turning, pivoting on the heel. Shift back, bend right, rotate left, hips to corner, step close, separate, finish. Number 3, shift back and flatten, pick up the right foot, put it to the side, turning, bending left, left under right, separate, and finish. Number 4, shift back, turning just like number 2. As you shift back, bend right, turning, step, separate, and finish. Transition to grasp the bird's tail. As you shift back, drop right elbow, ward off left hand, roll across. Shift to the right, arms are going to close as you step into left, ward off, right, roll back. Press. And push. Single whip. Cloud hands. Coming across with the strike. Come back. 2 arms to the side, step. 2, step. Three. Single whip, step to the corner. Snake creeps down. Open the back foot. Back. Sink. Golden rooster, come forward, back foot in, grab and open. Move forward, right hand at hip, right up, left down. Number 2, step back, flatten, come back, left up, right down. Repulse monkey. 1, 2, 3, diagonal flying. As you shift back, arms open, you're turning to the corner, close step, and move forward. Raise hands, step forward, forward, touch back. As you shift, arms are nice and open. Heel touch, rock 30%. White crane, back. Spreads its wings. Left brush knee. Needle to see bottom. Forward, back on the heel. Change to the ball and sink. Fan through the back, up. Rotate the arm, push it up, step, separate. Turn body. As you shift back, right out and in, left over. Shift back. White snake spits out its tongue. Our hand is open. Open hand comes back. Parry, block, and punch. Up to center and down. Make your fist. Chengfu, shift to middle, ward off. Grab open fist. Step into right, ward off. Roll back. Press. And push. Single whip. Cloud hands across. That's 1, 2, 3. Single whip. High pat on horse. Back. Empty stance. Thrust out palm. Stepping wide enough for a bow step. Turn body. Shifting back, turning. As you shift back, rotate that right arm into double warda. Knee to the side. Heel kick. That's a cross kick. Step down, one line, two sides. Circling, we're gonna punch to the groin. Chengfu, shift to middle, lift up part way. Grab. Step. Roll back. Press. And push. Single whip. Snake creeps down, open back foot, back, sink. Step up to 7 stars, coming up, back foot in, grab and open, make fists, block. Step back, ride the tiger, rotate, touch, heel down, pull, pivot, circle up, empty stance. Turn body, our arms open to circle and then right under left. We pull out with the right, pivot on the back ball, lift the front heel, turn to the next corner, swing, shift, lift up the knee, lotus kick, leg out, swing kick, bend bow, shoot tiger, sink and touch, swing, palms back, rotate right, left arm in, punches out left, over right. Parry, block, and punch. We open the left foot to the corner, shift our weight, bring our arms in, pull down, parry, block, and punch. A parent closing up, pull up, palm under. Separate the expanded. Turn square, push with the legs and the arms. Cross hands. Chop to the corner. You're in double ward off. Closing, stand and extend. Little circles and press down. And finish. And there's our section 3. What a lovely way to end our 2020 practice together. Okay, everybody, why don't you unmute? We can say goodbye to each other.
Okay.
So, as you know, the school will have classes this week, but starting next week, it's just practices at 4 o'clock and 2 o'clock on Sunday, I think. So if you'd like to do the form, come on, join us for a practice. It would be lovely to see everybody, and it's good to stay connected. Different people will be leading them on different days, so just come and enjoy. And I'll look forward to seeing you next year for our section 3. I have to laugh because this Friday is the last Friday class for section 3. And talk about going out with a bang. Jim, it's the turn body lotus kick, which is really a very challenging move with so much in it. We will not get a chance to practice it now, but you can be sure we'll do our very best to bring in a lot of it. And I have a feeling even if Gene teaches it this Friday, once there's a break and they come back, he'll probably have to redo it anyway. So we'll make sure to get our time on that move. So it's just a pleasure to have you, and I hope that you have a beautiful, beautiful holiday season, whatever it is that you're going to do. All right.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Judy.
you. Same to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's say
Thank you.
goodbye with our. Let's say goodbye just with our hands. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you, Judy.
Okay, good. Well, I think that it was well worth taking those extra minutes to do that whole section. It felt really good to me. So good. All right, everybody. Well, if you have any questions, let me know. And otherwise, I'll be happy to see you next year. Marion, while we were doing this, I was kind of thinking about your question about the heel. And when I go back, I definitely keep some of my heel on. I don't go right to the edge, but there are other places where I feel like I'm shifting more on that regard. But I'm not sure there's a rule about it. But I would be careful about going. It's just because I was thinking about it.
And I'm like up like this,
Yeah, I'm afraid that if you go way back like this, you can tilt yourself too far back.
Yeah.
This is still meant to be, although you have more weight here, you're still sort of in an empty stance here. So I would still keep yourself really well grounded there.
I think the reason I was doing that is because I originally was leaning way back, and now I'm trying to make sure I don't, but I'm still moving that heel back. And you're right, it kind of tips me back more.
Yeah, we don't tip. I think you know that. We don't tip.
I know
And
that.
so if I'm tipping, that's not really what we're trying to do. Oh, I guess we could stop the recording as well. But if you're tipping, that's really, you want to hold your shape, right? We always want to hold our body shape.
Yeah.
So
Thank you